In the first part of today, we're going to be talking about a saying that honestly should go right along with many other sayings that if we were to say it, they sound really good when you hear it, but if you dive in deeper, it doesn't actually hold any merit or really make much logical sense. And that saying that we're going to talk about today is, if you love someone, let them go. Now, the thing about this saying is it does sound really nice. You're right. If I just let them go and then they come back, that's the rest of the saying. If they come back, then that's how I know that it's to be for sure. And there might be times in certain relationships, a relationship that's just starting off with dating or something like that, where you could heed this advice and it might make sense and it might work out for you in the long run. But unfortunately, a lot of times when this saying is said it might be coming from a friend or a family member who's saying it to someone who they see that's in a long-term committed relationship, such as marriage, and they see that person getting hurt. They see that person having to fight for their relationship and it's not working out the way that they want it to. And so this well-meaning person says to them, well, if you love your husband, just let them go. Let them go be with that other woman. Let them go chase that lifestyle that they want to chase after. And if they come back, then you know it's meant to be. But if not, then you know that you can move on. And
there are various versions of that. Let them go. If they come back, they're yours forever.
They're yours
If they don't come
forever.
back, they were never yours to begin with. And that is, well, actually, there's a two-word.
There is a two. I was going to say it.
There's a two-syllable word that comes to my mind. It starts with a B and ends with a T. Yes, that word.
Crapshoot is maybe another way to put it. But as I was thinking about this morning, Joe, here's exactly what I thought. I thought, you know what? I love my almost 3-year-old son. And you know what he loves to do? Run towards cars in the road. And I understand it's a different context, but in this same process of thinking, well, if I love him, then I should just let him go chase what he loves. Chase what he loves to do. But me being the person who's seeing the hurt that he could get himself into, that he could cause, I love him enough to rescue him from that. So it applies also with marriages. If I see my husband, maybe he's in love with someone else, or he's chasing after a lifestyle that I know is going to end up being to his detriment, why would I just completely let him go? Why would I not do what I can to try and fight for him and rescue our relationship? Now, here's what I do think holds merit to it. And perhaps this is the way that the phrase should be said. If you love someone, let go of controlling them.
Yeah, control never works at all.
It never works.
But control actually pushes people away. Mm-hmm. But you have to think. I saw on Facebook a year or two ago, somebody posted, I have the maximum Facebook friends is 5,000.
Yes, you rub it in all the time.
No. I'm just saying, I'm happy it's just 5,000. Because most of the people who are my Facebook friends, I don't really know.
Right.
They've heard me speak or whatever. Mm-hmm. And some guy posted, and I didn't really know him, but he posted, my wife wants to leave. She wants to go find herself, spread her wings, and because I love her so much, I'm letting her go. And then people underneath that were posting things like, oh, you're so loving, you're so kind, you're so gracious. And I really wanted to post that two-syllable word that starts with a B and a T, because I'm thinking this, either A, you don't really want her there, and this is your excuse to let her go where other people are actually on your side, or B, you have no backbone and strength at all. Mm-hmm. Because if you truly, truly, truly love someone, you just let them walk away. Now, you're right, Kimberly. We do not try to control or dominate.
Right.
Because that doesn't work. It works against you. But just to say, if that's what makes you happy, go do that.
Right.
Is idiotic.
It is idiotic. Mm-hmm. But people struggle with it, and I do get that. There's this struggle of, well, if they're wanting to walk out anyway, if they're wanting out of the relationship, then how do I balance this tension between not trying to control them and get them to stay versus just letting them walk out the door? And it is hard.
Sure it is. And that's why we, among other things, we do a lot of things to help people, a lot of resources. And one of the resources is a course we do online we call Save My Marriage, where we're teaching people, okay, rather than just accepting the fact that he or she walked away, don't control, don't try to cling. Don't try to
Right.
make them do things. But there's certain things that you can do if you want to stand for your marriage that have a great influence and have a great likelihood of causing this person to rethink these things, turn around and come back. So we're not saying that you don't let them go in the sense that you pull a pistol and say, if you try to leave me, no, that's bad. That's really bad. But what we're saying is, don't just give up. That what you do, there's certain principles or certain things you can do that create the possibility. As a matter of fact, in many cases, not just the possibility, but the probability that the person will come back to you and that you can save the relationship. And if a couple goes through a major crisis, whatever the major crisis might be, and if they get to the other end, the other side of it, where they can make the marriage good again, inevitably, the marriage is stronger and better than it was before. So if people are thinking, well, if they want to go, then even if we did put it back together, it'll never be again what it was. We say, good. You don't want it to be again what it was.
That's
you
right.
want it to be better, stronger, more fulfilling than you ever thought it could have been.
That's right. This past weekend we had an amazing workshop that was right here in the Nashville, Tennessee area. We had 23 couples. I have not done part of our workshop in a while with maternity leave and things like that, but stepping back in and getting involved, I was reminded at how much I love these people that we get to meet, that we get to serve in our workshops. And by the end of the first day, I already was seeing couples who were saying, we don't have to go back home and have the same marriage that we came here for. They were already seeing a vision of how things could be different.
We do 26 of these workshops a year, so you guys can know, and they're averaging probably 25 to 27 couples per workshop, somewhere in there, at least there now. And we have 26 that we've already scheduled for next calendar year, 2020. We wish we could tell people that if they came to the workshop, we have 100% success in helping people save their marriages, but we don't. Yet, we consistently, and we've been doing this for 20 years, have been able to help couples to the point that 3 out of 4 couples actually do turn it around and save their marriages. We wish it were all 4 out of 4 couples at 100%. And maybe someday we can find some way to help people do that. But people still make their own decisions. Now, even yesterday, I did this particular workshop. I led this particular workshop. Kimberly Dean came in and did a section of it. But this couple walked up to me, a very nice couple. They looked to be 45-ish. I can't really tell how old people are because I'm 100. But this couple came up to the end, and she looked at me, and he was with her, standing there, and she said, I walked into this workshop on Friday saying there's no hope. I came just because they asked me to and offered a deal, all those kinds of things. And now I see how we can do it. We can actually save this marriage. And so, great. I'm glad that he stood for his marriage rather than saying to her, well, you just go. And if you come back, you'll be mine forever. And if you don't come back, you never were mine to begin with. He didn't try to control or dominate, but he did do the things he needed to do. And now that marriage is going to make it. They will have some work to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
But that marriage is going to make it.
I love it. With this, as we're about to go into our first callers, my takeaways are, if you love someone, you might need to let go of some expectations that you have, some expectations of what you thought your marriage should be or think, or there's some expectations that probably need to be reevaluated. If you love someone, you might need to let go of control.
Absolutely.
If you love someone, there's definitely some things that you might need to let go of, but please don't let go of them.
Right. And I guess we've said it enough. I'm becoming too redundant. Not to control or dominate, but to do the things you need to do that will have the influence of being able to lead this person back into the marriage and saving it.
That's what love is.